Good morning, everybody. It is just after 8 a.m. on Thursday, June 25th, here in New York. We're heading to the office. I'm gonna take a different way to work today. I'm not gonna take the West Side Highway. I'm just gonna cut down to the city. See how that is. It is getting really hot these past few days. Yesterday was almost 90. I think today's going to be about the same. And the city is slowly coming back to life. We're still, here in New York City, we're still in phase 1 of our reopening. Or excuse me, phase 2. So on Monday, all the bars and restaurants were allowed to start doing outdoor dining. So you saw a bunch of places like set up tables out on the sidewalks and even into the parking spaces in the street. And actually on our block on 46th Street, they just closed the whole block to traffic. And there's tables all in the street. So part of phase 2 are a few things. Large gatherings are now allowed to go up to 25 people. So when you're dining outside, when you're at your table, you do not have to wear a mask, but all the servers do. And if you go inside to use the restroom, you do have to wear a mask. That makes sense. Here in the city, our infection rate, or our test positive rate, is super low right now. We're doing something crazy, like tens of thousands of tests every single day. Across the state, it's something like 50,000 tests every day, and only like 1.2% of them are coming back positive, which is a really good thing. And now we're basically just about, we're a solid 3-4 weeks post the start of all of the protests. So it seems like we seems like we may be in the clear, which really goes to show a couple of things, I think. One, the virus doesn't seem to spread as easily in outdoor settings, open air settings. And B, wearing masks works. It just works. Let's hear some outdoor dining here. Now, so of course, New York has basically went from the worst hit area to now arguably the best in the country in terms of where our test positive rate is, where our infection rate is, our hospitalization rate. It's really turned all the way around. And now there's all these other states, I think it's something like 27 states at this point, are seeing a rise. They're still rising. And what's interesting is, you know, they don't have the inherent infrastructure challenges that we do, which is high density, living on top of each other, working on top of each other, mass transit, yet their infections are still going up, which I think kind of goes to the point of the masks. You know, you look at pictures and video from all these other states where people are out partying, or people are going to fucking the president's rally in a fucking arena, and they're not wearing masks. And it's like, are you fucking stupid? So it's very frustrating. But again, so wearing masks, I think, goes a lot further than certainly what anybody thought before at the beginning of all of this, and probably even still. So now the other thing that was announced just yesterday was how the tables have turned. You know, back when all of this first started and New York was the epicenter, you know, all these states were like, oh, don't come from New York, or if you come from New York, you know, we're gonna pull you over and you have to quarantine for 14 days, blah, blah, blah. Well, now the governors of New York, Cuomo, and New Jersey and Connecticut issued the exact same executive order for people traveling from states with a high infection rate, and it's a metrics based, so they have like a certain level. I don't know what the exact level is, but right now I think there's, as of yesterday, there was nine states that fell into this category. So people visiting from those 9 states, I think it's Arizona, Florida, I think Texas, I can't remember all the states, but so if they come to New York, people from those states come to New York, they are required to self-quarantine for 14 days. How one goes about enforcing that is unclear to me, but there are pretty serious fines if somehow people get caught. I think the first offense fine is like $2,000. Second offense is $5,000, and then third offense is like $10,000. So, but again, I don't know how you go about actually enforcing that or tracking that, but in any case, that was an announcement yesterday. So, but I mean, just, you know, the way I look at it is we're all still in this together. I mean, what's one thing about public health and, you know, the virus going from place to place, but especially here in New York, I mean, our economy is by no means built just on New Yorkers. You know, we rely on people, our economy relies on people visiting New York, whether it's for tourism or coming for a work function. That's how our bars and restaurants stay alive. They cater to all these people in addition to New Yorkers. So, you know, we need people to start coming back to New York in that regard. So I think, again, if people are good about, even if you have maybe not 100%, but let's say you have maybe 75 or 80% of the population in any given area being strict about wearing masks, I feel like that might keep us at a manageable level. But so this is Bleecker Street, by the way. We've been on Bleecker Street for a little while. Basically cutting from west to east. And then I think I'm gonna take Broadway down for a bit. But it's still pretty quiet. I mean, I know it's what, just about 8:30. It's not super early in the morning. And it's pretty quiet. Now, of course, this applies to this I don't know what you call it. It's not a travel ban. It's a, what is it? It's a travel advisory. Whatever. In any case, it applies to anybody coming from those states for whatever reason. So let's say here I am, a New Yorker, and I want to go visit a friend down in Florida for the weekend. So I go, and then I come back. Well, that 14-day quarantine applies to me as well. So So this is Broadway. Not that I have any interest in going to Florida, to be perfectly honest. But, you know, one of these states that's in the red, it's not at that threshold, at least yet, but one of these states is Nevada. And my family lives in Nevada, and I have been hoping to go make a visit there, but if they make that threshold where their infection rate is over a certain point, and again, I don't know what the exact metric is that they're using, but if that happens, then that's going to make it near impossible for me to actually make a trip to go see my family. Because sure, it'll be fine when I get there, but then to come back, I would have to quarantine for 14 days, and that is just not going to work. So we are all still in it together, y'all. So stop being fucking stupid. Take the shit seriously. Designer pieces usually. Of course, there's no stands out now. Usually like these sidewalks are just full of them. I like coming this way to work, but you definitely have to be a lot more alert than when you're just taking the West Side Highway down in that bike path. But actually, this is overall this is a more direct route. It's just you're going to stop and go a lot more. They're doing so much road work in this city. Oh, so it's like a maybe like an Occupy situation. All right, so the office is just right over here. Thanks for riding along. Hope everyone has a great day. Stay safe out there, be smart, and I'll catch y'all later. All right, bye.